Hi guys, this is like my third time trying to do this video because it's been too long, but I wanted to talk a little bit about how I chose my surgeon because the story is a trip, so I just had to document it. What happened with me is that I live in Maryland, which has like Johns Hopkins here, there's like University of Maryland, I mean like really reputable hospitals, Sinai. And I had done my research, really like looked into surgeons, and I had narrowed it down to two really reputable surgeons. The first one is the surgeon I'm actually going with, which is Dr. Gandis, or Gandis. I still cannot say this man's name. He's going to cut me open. But Dr. Gandis, we'll just go with that. Can't remember. So, and then also, we'll just call him Dr. S. Keep his identity hidden. And what ended up happening is that, you know, when I started researching surgeons and I kind of narrowed it down to these two, I decided that, you know, I was just going to take the time to go and actually go to both seminars and really get to, you know like, you know, how they operate and get like kind of a little view of them. And I was also prepared to actually possibly go to 2 consults. But after going to the seminars, it wasn't necessary. I went to Dr. Gandis's seminar first, and you know, he was really professional, really informative, like on, you know, really knew his stuff. And you know, one of the things that really impressed me is that, you know, one of the questions I asked him was, how many complications do you have? And when I mean complications, I mean like serious complications, like death, like, you know, leaks, infection. And he actually said, you guys ready for this? He actually said 0. And I was like taken aback, and I said, well, what complications have you had? Because I assumed that he had to have some complications. And he said, the only complication I've had is nausea. You know, post-op and, you know, long-term, I have had problems with patients complaining of nausea. That's it. And, you know, he was very confident, which is good. I would say that is a good thing. And, he said, you know, a lot of the other hospitals come to us to do their training and to observe the operation because of our complication rate. So I was really happy after going to the seminar, but the only issue for me is that he was a little far. Like, the hospital and his office is like 40 minutes away from me, which isn't really that bad. But the other doctor, who had been in, like, he had been rated by one of the local magazines as 50 best doctors, and was rated like #1 for bariatric surgery. So I was like, let me go see what he has to say. So I go to his seminar, and the room is packed. Like, it must have been like 50 people packed in the room. And he goes up there, and his phone rings. And instead of like turning off, like, you know, I would have been embarrassed that it just rung, and I'm in front doing a presentation. He answers it like, hi. Oh, yeah, I'm doing a seminar, but, you know, they can wait. It doesn't matter. Like that, literally. Like that. That's how he answered it. And it didn't ring one time. It rung like 4 times. And he answered it each time. And, you know, I sat there and I was like, at first I was like, oh my God, that's so rude. But I tried to keep an open mind. I was like, no, it doesn't matter that he's being rude. Like, yeah. So that was like strike number 1. And, you know, but I kept listening to his presentation despite the interruptions. And then strike number 2 came when I asked him a question. And one of the questions I asked him was about boogie size, you know, how big your sleeve is. You know, because I had heard that you could have a 36, you could have, you know, a 40, a 42. Like, they come in all these different sizes based on restriction. So I asked him, what size do you do? And he said, 36. And I guess because of the way I looked at him after he said it, he said, well, I do a 36 because, you know, all the other doctors do a 36. Like, that's what he said. Because all the other doctors do it. Like, it was not the answer I wanted to hear at all. So that was strike number 2. And then strike number 3, for me, which was a big one, is that Dr. Gandis, he had done 200 procedures in the last, like, I think 5 years. And this doctor had only done 15. So that was like a deal breaker right there. Like, I was like, absolutely, like, done. But, and you know, wait, there all actually was like strike number 4. Because the other thing too about, you know, and this is just me, but the man looks so tired. Like, when he was doing his presentation, his, like, eyes were, like, bloodshot. He looked like he hadn't slept in, like, 72 hours. And, you know, I expect for a doctor not to be, you know, bright-eyed. Well, I actually do want a doctor to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. But he looked like he seriously needed a week of sleep. Like, a week. So that was, like, basically, it was a mess. And, so I went running back to Dr. Gandis, and I was upfront with him. I told him that, like, I had looked at other surgeons and that, you know, I was really impressed by his credentials. And wait a minute, there's one more thing I wanted to tell you guys about. The weird thing, too, it was the funniest thing. I was sitting in the seminar, and I'm like, you know, halfway through it, I was, like, done. I knew I was going back to Dr. Gandis, especially after I asked my questions, because he was a little condescending too. Like, that's the other thing I meant to tell you guys. When I asked him about boogie size, he was like, oh, you shouldn't worry about that. That's a very complicated question. Yeah, nothing's complicated. You're cutting on me. No. So anyway, like, the other thing too that was kind of weird is that, like, it was a very reputable hospital, but it was definitely a different type of clientele who was coming to him. Like, one of the ladies just had me cracking up because he said that he does 2 weeks worth of like liquid diet, and she asked, I mean, with a straight face, I swear, y'all, with a straight face, she asked if she could puree fried chicken. I swear. I told my best friend this, and she was just like, what? You're getting ready to have weight loss surgery. That might not be the best choice. I know. Oh my gosh. It was crazy. It was like sitting in the Twilight Zone. Seriously, sitting in that seminar. So I just kind of wanted to share that, you know, because it was crazy. But I'm really happy with my surgeon. Like, I really think that, like, I feel like I can actually put my body in his hands because he has done so many. The only thing is that, like, the only, I guess, reservation to him doing so many is that he is really confident. So, and he hasn't had to deal with any complications. So I'm really hoping I'm not his first, because I don't know how well he'll deal with it because he's not used to having any. So that's my only, you know, issue. But, you know, I don't have that bad of luck. So we're hoping everything will be good. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.